Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Hi again, everybody. We're back. It's the Todd-Cast. I'm Chuck.
Chris, Alice.
And we're going to be talking about, tonight, our most recent trip to Disneyland.
Yay!
Because Disneyland. Yep. And I've already got things all weird. Oh, wow, I haven't even transitioned over where we're supposed to be.
Uh-oh.
Whoopsie. We may have to do that all again.
Okay, I'm going to ask if we were going to...
Yeah. And there we are, folks.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
It's the Todd-Cast. Take 2 again. Because,
Here we go.
Yeah, it's been one of those days. Yeah. I'm very tired because we just come back from our trip. And hi, I'm Chuck.
I'm Chris. Alice.
And here we are again. And we were, before I did the Take 2 part, we were talking about our trip.
Our trip.
Our latest trip to Disneyland. Alice did not get to go with us.
No.
That was Freudian,
Oh,
wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a little bit of Big Brother. That was a little bit of Big Brother. Because he intended to.
There we are.
We actually do get along, and we actually do like to travel together,
Yes.
and we're each other's best playmates. So it's okay.
It was a good time.
It was a great time.
It was a very, very good time. I was just talking to Chris and Alice about the PIXAR Place Hotel, which was new to us.
Yes.
The building is not new to us. We did
No.
stay there when it was Paradise Pier. Alice was with us at that time.
And I did a trip with a friend, and I stayed there as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
When
I
we
liked it.
when we went as a family, we actually got to ride a limousine from the airport
Yeah.
to the
That's
hotel.
right. Yes, we did.
And that was all
You're welcome.
nice and
Yes.
fun. And
Thanks to Alice.
Yeah,
You know.
that was an accident. I didn't even realize I was doing a limo. I was just trying to get a car
Right.
That was big enough
that
for
was
all
big
of
enough
us.
for all of us, and that had a car seat for Katie. And then come to find out, it was a limo company.
Yeah, and
and
there
it,
we are. And,
and it was
know,
it was actually cheaper than the blue per person. It was cheaper than the blue van.
Wow.
they don't run the blue van anymore.
I
I
know.
know.
It's another company, and that's who we booked through, but we didn't realize it was the same company, but it is.
And I have a story about that because I had vowed that we would never use the blue van again after this particular story.
That's right.
You were, yes.
That was appalling.
Yeah.
It was.
But, all right, fine. I'll just tell
We
it.
almost died.
Okay. We all got, our driver got us all loaded up, got our luggage and everything. Everything was all happy. There was another group that went to another of the blue vans. And apparently this upset the driver. So
Yes.
He had feelings.
And expressed them.
he had big feelings.
He had very large feelings that he was dealing with.
Yes, it was a day, and so we all got into the van and everything, and he was fuming because he started shouting at the other driver in the other van, and,
While driving out of LAX, so he's like trying to get out of the line,
right,
and
the other driver goes ahead, starts up, and he's going to make another stop. Our driver yoinks himself out of away from the curb with all of us in it, tears down, parks in front of the other van, gets out of the van, and goes over to the driver's side of the other van and starts yelling at that driver.
it was
Okay. I don't know why. I think it was because it was maybe one of his passengers or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
who knows what dispatch did or said, or
But it doesn't matter. You don't do that in front of passengers.
Right?
You don't do that.
with your passengers in the van.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly. Now we were going to the Disneyland Hotel at that
That one was, yeah.
Yeah. But No, the Pixar or the Paradise Pier Hotel was a limousine, and the limousine driver drove us all the way out there, and then drove us to the top of the Mickey and Friends parking garage, so we could look over the top and see Disneyland and California Adventure.
And have a beautiful view.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
We were very confused as to why he was taking us there. It's like, oh, are we going to be murdered?
No, he was like, it was a guy. It was a guy.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
guy. It was a
He's
guy.
like, I wanted to get you a great view of you to start your trip.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and it was beautiful.
It was so cool.
It was
It
absolutely
was.
beautiful.
It was like a magical moment.
And then
A few moments later.
we arrived at the hotel.
Front door service.
Exactly. Anyway, let's talk about Pixar Pier. Or, sorry.
That's gonna happen. I do that too.
Oh, boy, it's gonna be-
because
Oh, Pixar Place.
Pixar Place Hotel. Let's talk about that.
Let us.
Pixar Place Hotel is a relatively new renovated hotel of Paradise Pier. Wow, the P's are going to be hitting hard tonight. Paradise Pier was the lower end of the three hotels that are on that
The family-
Disneyland resort.
the family-friendly hotel,
Well,
if you will,
the economy.
the economy hotel.
Economy for Disney, for the Disneyland resort. When all was said and done now, Chris and I spent just as much as we would have spent almost at Disneyland, at the Disneyland Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
You know.
our timing, because we planned this trip fairly last minute, and then the fires in LA happened, and Anaheim was a common evacuation point, so all of the hotels were booked, and so we were forced to upgrade. I mean, oh darn, because then we had a beautiful view of the park. So okay, but as it turns out, then yeah, we ended up spending about the same as
just
we
about
would've-
the same.
Yeah,
Just
if-
about the same.
if we had stayed at the Disneyland Hotel.
But let's talk about the decor. Walking in, I mean, it's a very modern hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more current in decor than the Disneyland Hotel or California Advent or the
Grand California.
Grand California.
Yeah,
Grand California, naturally, its decor is all
It's
craftsman,
themed
that
purposefully.
Frank Lloyd Wright
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
style. It's beautiful.
Love
Okay,
it.
it's just beautiful, and
My favorite.
honestly,
Mhm.
yeah, it's out of the three hotels there, it is the kind of the want to go to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I will always have a soft spot and a nostalgic spot in my heart for the Disneyland Hotel
Always.
because it was first on
The
property,
first.
and it has always been,
Mhm.
never a disappointment for me.
Right.
Never a disappointment.
And it's maintained over the years that retro theme of like the 50s and
Mhm.
Yeah, very mid-century,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
very mid-20th. But still, I want to do somehow, some way to stay in the Vacation Club Tower at Disneyland Hotel.
Well, next time we will book through the DVC rentals.
All right then.
Or have our DVC family join us and
Yeah, that too.
Well,
pay
we'll
the-
book through DVC rentals to have our DVC friends family join us. And the reason is because that way they don't have to spend their points.
well,
Yeah.
it's their points and an extra $300.
Yeah, and they won't have to do that if we do it our way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
So-
Anyway, it's very, very modern. The whole lobby, it's the colors are vibrant.
And primary,
Yeah, well, it's Pixar, so it's
Yeah.
all that
it's very Pixar.
Yeah,
You have to be a big fan of Pixar. And
Yeah.
if you're a big fan of Pixar, which we are, it's a very enjoyable decor.
yeah. But get very used to red, blue, yellow. The colors are vibrant and vivid and beautiful. There are fun little things embedded in the floors to go look around for. We
Yeah,
were just
little
talking earlier
brass-
about it's not an official scavenger hunt, but you can turn it into one.
Yeah.
The first one I saw was Bing Bong.
Your favorite.
Yeah, that was great.
I think the first one I actually paid attention to was the one in the elevator, which was Doug. And
Yes.
I actually saw Doug in the lobby. I
Yes.
say it that way because that's how he
So he
is.
was in the lobby, not at
Yeah.
California Adventure.
No, he was
No,
in the lobby.
it was a
Oh,
character
very
meet and greet.
cool.
It was a character meet and greet in the lobby.
Because I know they usually in all the live streams you see it's just Bing Bong.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And then-
So this time
so-
it was Doug.
Other ones, cool.
And at least for 2 of the 3 days we were there, it was Doug, because I saw him on Sunday morning because I'd gone down by myself, and picked up coffee and breakfast and whatnot. And on my way back up, there he was. And they asked, "Do you want to meet Doug?"
yes.
Well, but
Mhm.
before, I'm like, I have the coffees and the breakfast and all of that. And I'm like, leave him for the kids. It's like, well, he just finished up with the kids, so he can come meet you. And so he came and met me. And then he gave me a Valentine because it's that time of year. And it says, "I just met you and I love you." So,
Yep.
That's cool.
Exactly. But, and I will say this about the PIXAR Place Hotel. It's very much an artist's hotel.
for sure.
Okay. The walls are covered with sketches and then final drawings. There are certain areas where you see sketches going into the wireframe.
Mm-hmm.
And as a CAD drafter, it's like, I know exactly what that is and I know how to make that.
It was Edna, and who was the other one?
Buzz.
Buzz.
And it was also Maylin.
Oh, right.
So it was 3 of them.
Yeah.
So we had the giant red panda, Buzz Lightyear, and Edna Motes.
And guest.
But yeah, I mean the whole place is just covered in Pixar art. One of my favorite places to go down in the lobby was a place called the Sketchpad. And that's the coffee shop. And the sketches all over.
It lives up to its name.
Oh, yeah. And then over on this one wall, real low, they have a flat screen TV going with all the Pixar shorts being shown.
For the kiddos to watch.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, not just for the kids.
Well,
No,
in
I had
theory,
to-
it's for the kiddos.
I had to
Well,
stop everything and watch the birds because that one is
Oh.
one of my
Oh,
favorites.
indeed. Yep. Birds on a Wire was just
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. The elevators are great. The elevator system at Pixar Place is styled after the Japanese style
Mm-hmm.
and also how they do it on cruise ships.
Mm-hmm.
You walk over to a keypad, a touchscreen keypad. You hit the floor that you want to go to, and it will designate which elevator you're going to wait for. I kind of like that. And the reason is because it's not a cluster of 50 people all waiting on one elevator, and you don't know which one it's going to be.
Yeah, and then
You
you
know.
all have to herd over.
Mhm.
Yeah. Particularly once you got your mobility scooter, it was nice to be able to plan ahead and
Oh, yeah.
get all lined up to the right elevator.
Oh,
to get in.
exactly.
Yeah.
Still, my greatest fear is to show up to the elevators and, have either like going down from the room and having that elevator just packed full. I still have anxiety about that.
Yeah, these are pretty narrow elevators
There's-
compared to the more modern hotels. Compared to Grand Californian, for example.
Really? Because I
Oh.
thought those
Yeah.
were narrow.
Oh, no, these were itty bitty.
These were Disneyland hotel
Ooh,
tight.
Ooh.
They were.
Okay,
and
they were
and
Disneyland hotel tight.
D, the fancy elevator that has the glass so
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see
Yeah,
the
the
lobby.
exterior one. Yeah.
That one was particularly small, and so very tight with luggage, with scooters, with strollers.
Exactly.
It often assigned too many floors to an elevator because of that. If someone was just arriving and they have all their luggage plus scooters and or strollers and everything, there's no way that 6 families are going to fit in there. So that was a flaw. A couple of guests commented that the algorithm needed to be adjusted, and when it wasn't busy, it was fine. You'd put in your floor and zip, the elevator came right up, and it was great. And you didn't have to do the milk run all the way down, stopping on every floor. But in the mornings and like around dinner time when everyone's coming back from the parks to like get ready for evening things, it was jam-packed and kind of chaos. And we were up on the 12th floor out of 15. And so we often had to wait forever to get an elevator to get back down.
So yeah, that's just the beginnings of Pixar Pier. I mean, like I said, the rooms,
they're kind of standard rooms. They used to be just regular, 2 beds, window, bathroom.
that's still what they are.
Pretty much what it is.
It's still what they are.
But the artwork is really, really fun.
You get Luxo on the table.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
Okay.
In every room, right? From
Every
what I
room.
understand.
Every room.
And then the ball pillow,
Yeah.
or is it a bolster pillow?
It's a bolster pillow.
But it's still
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
it's the design of the ball.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
On either end is the ball design of the big long cylinder.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then the mural above the bed looks like paintings of various movies. And then there's an artwork, like as you're sitting in the bed looking straight ahead. What would you call those? Just a series of sketches.
Progressive sketches.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's a progressive sketch. Here's a short video of it.
There you go.
Because I have it. Yeah, it's also on the last video I just posted on the Chuck's New Adventure channel. So it's yeah. I mean, like I said, this is an artist's hotel. If you have an appreciation for hand-drawn art as well as the computer animation, this is your hotel.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely your hotel.
So one of the upgrades of the rooms that I want to call out to is plenty of electrical and USB ports now.
Very nice.
And something that's always painful for me because I'm usually not the one that's on the middle side where the nightstand is that they have little tabletops
In the corners?
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
in the corners so that I could put my glasses and my phone with me on my side of the bed. So yay.
Everyone has a night table.
Nice.
Yeah, with both power and USB from the bed, so it's like right there. So that was a welcomed upgrade. And then we had, like I said before, we had to upgrade because of our late timing of booking. But that meant that we had a beautiful view of California Adventure. And so our very first night, we just get back from dinner and back from the lobby and listening to Joe. We'll talk about Joe in a minute. And World of Color was playing. It was just finishing up. So then we waited for the next show and we could do the simulcast on the TV.
I was going to ask if they let you play the music so
and
you
then,
could watch.
And then we could watch. Unfortunately, the hotel is on the back side of where the projections are.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't really see the projections, but we could hear it and see the color changes and the different sprays and all of that. So it was still really neat to watch it from there. And then I guess on the 3rd floor, there's actually a fireworks in the pool area. We didn't go there. But
I've done that. When
yeah.
I stayed, the last time I stayed there, it was Paradise Pier. We did that and we got
Yeah.
to watch the fireworks and they play the music in on that. On the pool
Yeah.
deck, pool level.
So that I'm sure that's amazing because you really are in between the parks there to be able to see both. Yeah. So, and we could certainly hear the fireworks from our room.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was nice to be able to have that view. And at night, just looking out and seeing all of the lights of the park, it was beautiful.
And like I said, it's just I don't have the only thing that I can complain about, really, the negative that I have to say about the hotel is they gave us a broken pen.
That's right. He was very sad.
Yeah, because I steal the pens.
Well, yeah, you take the pins.
You
Okay,
know.
buddy. So my question is, now that you guys have stayed at all 3, what does PIXAR Place have above the other 2? And what do the others have above it? Point to ponder. Think about it.
I would say PIXAR Place has so much artwork. Disney Hotel does too, don't get me wrong. But as Chuck said, it's the artist's hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, while further, I feel like Disneyland Hotel is the furthest walk to the parks. Pixar is also a bit of a distance, but they have a shortcut through the Grand Californian, so it isn't that bad, really. I think our longest walk was when we did breakfast at Disneyland Hotel at Goofy's Kitchen, and we had to walk to that and then walk down. It was probably our longest walk outside the park. But there's not only, you can cut through Grand Californian to get to downtown Disney or Disneyland, but we had our own entrance just before you got to the gate of the Grand Californian. You veered off, and we had our own entrance to Grand California Adventure. So that was cool because there was like no line because it was just for the one hotel, and we ended up down at PIXAR Pier. Yeah,
Nice.
so those are my thoughts. My favorite is still the Grand Californian, and it, of course, it's the high-end hotel there. It's I love the theming. It's just I love the smell. And just, it's comfy, and the giant fireplace, and it's just, to me, it's just comforting. So that one's, but I also understand the soft spot of Disneyland Hotel. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Chuck?
I would have to say that Disneyland Hotel, like I said earlier, is always going to have have a spot in my heart. Always, always, always. It's because nostalgia. Grand California is very nice if I want to be really bougie. Okay, if I want to pretend that I have a lot of money that I don't have, yeah, that's Grand Californian. Since I've been asked to compare, PIXAR is the more modern hotel. Definitely, it has the more boutique style, boutique feel. I will tell you right now, I do not like lo-fi music and background music. Especially
when we sat in the lobby for an hour and a half to wait for our ride to the airport.
Yeah, because I believe that the PIXAR soundtrack and musics for all of their movies can stand on their own. They don't need to be reimagined. Case in point, The Incredibles theme. Leave it alone. Yeah, I'll pull it up.
No, I'm
I'll pull it up.
Like, you don't want to get a copyright hit. So you be careful.
Yeah,
not worth it.
That's what the Incredicoaster point of view ride already got. I already got a copyright hit on that one. I would have to say PIXAR is more modern. That's my thing.
Yeah.
It's more modern. It is definitely an artist hotel because that's where I'm coming from as a frustrated artist. I love all that stuff. I like to see all the sketches. I like to see all the wireframes. I like to see
the little 3D models that were in the
the maquettes. I love those. I love the concept art that was hung all over for Onward and for Monsters Incorporated. Those two pieces were, and the black and white photos that they did of the CGI of Helen Parr and Frozone and Ego and Colette and Remy and Bo Peep and Woody and Miguel and Dante.
The ones in the
ones that are in the restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones that are in the Grand Maple restaurant.
Yeah.
Those are astounding.
Those look
and
cool.
then just
astounding.
The giant murals on each floor. It's a different movie on each floor. And we were Coco.
Yep. So we had Miguel and Dante going over the Marigold Bridge.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's appropriate for you. That's one of your favorites.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful movie.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I agree.
Yeah. But we didn't get off on every floor to look. We talked about doing it, but just didn't have enough time. But when we did get on an elevator that had several stops, we're always like,
we're
peeking around.
What is it?
What's your floor?
What do you guys have over here?
Finding Nemo. Cool.
But that's what I would say. I would say that PIXAR has the focus on the artists. Disneyland Hotel tries, but they have so much to do with theme parks and movies and
it's
everything.
The whole thing. It's the whole,
yeah. They've got a lot going on. Grand Californian is all about we're going to try to show how bougie we can be.
Well, and it's niche too of
California
mountains, redwoods, that sorts of things.
Well, yeah, it's
And I think
the
that's
arts and
what
crafts movement.
Yeah.
The
It appeals
artisans
to me
movement.
because it reminds me of a ski lodge. So there's my thing.
Yeah, and for me, it's just since I studied a whole lot of architectural design and stuff, it's Frank Lloyd Wright.
I love him though. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
So
but
next question, is it now on a rotation? Like, do we now have to put it in the rotation of hotels where we are staying at all three now?
there are members of the family that haven't been there yet.
Well, I haven't.
I know, but I don't know if it's that much of a pull for everybody else as it is for me.
Like a one and doneer? Like we should say we did it and then
I say
back?
you got to do it at least once.
Once, yeah.
At least once.
I enjoyed my stay there. I would absolutely stay there again, for sure. So nothing wrong with it at all. The other thing too is I want to give a big shout out to the cast members that work at PIXAR Place. Oh my goodness! So very first night, we were looking forward to seeing Joe play piano in the lobby. He's got his own little space, and he wasn't there. And so we asked at the bell desk. And Jesus is like, "What room are you in? I'll call you when he's back. I don't remember what time he comes back."
Oh, that's cool.
And so as we're walking into our room, because by the time
the
we got
phone's
up there-
ringing as you're trying to open the door.
yeah. And it's it's Jesus saying, "Hey, Joe's playing, come back." And so we beelined it back downstairs and had a very enjoyable session listening to Joe's little last session of the night. And same with when we first came in, the cast member who greeted me at the door with his little tablet said, "What do you need?" I said, "We need to check in." I said, "Actually, we've already checked in. We need to pick up our keys because we're old school that way." And he's like, "I can help you with that." And he walked back behind the desk. And so it wasn't like passing me off to somebody else. He just took me and took care of
Made
us.
it happen.
Yeah. They also had, knowing that the elevator system may be confusing to people, at busy times of day, they have someone standing in front of the elevator and helping with
Doing
that.
it for you. Nice.
Yeah, so that was great. But anyone we talked to there, and for some reason this time I just had a series of questions and things, and they were always went out of their way to make sure that we got what we needed.
Because it's Pixar, it's still Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I even
there it
think
is.
it was a step above what I've experienced before. I mean, Grand Californian cast members are always really great, but But I really feel like for some reason it just felt like they were a step above for us this time.
I think it's because it's a newer hotel.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of it. I hate to say it, but I don't think it's going to last.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not at that level.
Yeah, it was
Not at that level.
certainly a high level of attendance for sure.
Did you eat at all the restaurants?
Yeah, there's only two.
But I didn't know if the cafe did sit down.
There's seating there, but it's
it's still a
counter
service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Sketchpad. Yeah, you go up just like a Starbucks, you order your thing. If there's a table available, you claim it. And that was it. The only sit-down real restaurant where reservations are required is the Grand Maple. Or the Great Maple. Great Maple, Grand Maple.
Great Maple Modern American Eatery.
There you go. And you got notes on that.
I do.
You guys got to in there and eat?
We actually ate there twice. We ate there for dinner our first night. We had to cancel our reservation because our flight was delayed, but they had seating available, so we got in when we got there. And then we had breakfast on our last morning because we figured we'd be exhausted and didn't want to go anywhere else. So for dinner, I had their famous, quote unquote, chicken and donuts. And the chicken was great. The donuts, their standard donut is a maple bacon. So it's a maple glaze with glazed bacon on top. It was, and there's two of each. So there's two giant pieces of chicken and then two giant donuts. So it was enough for about 8 people. I could eat about a fourth of it, maybe. And the chicken was great. I liked the breading. It was moist on the inside. The donut, however, was too much for me. It was really sweet and it was really chewy and just a lot.
It was very doughy, wasn't it?
It was very doughy.
Yeah.
And
so it wasn't cooked all the way through.
well, it wasn't raw, but it was just heavy. Whatever
Okay.
kind of dough
Okay.
I was thinking it was almost like a beignet dough, but heavier.
Ugh.
It's kind of what it tasted like. And so a couple of bites of that, and I had enough. It was, you know, and I'm sure that appeals. There's probably certain times of day where I would have just been all over it, but not, yeah, it was a lot. And the breakfast is breakfast, but they're very fond of avocados. It seemed like avocado toast.
They're in
or
California.
Avocado something
Yeah.
was.
Avocado tree in every household.
I was going to say, where do you think a lot of the avocados come from?
Well,
Mexico.
Yeah, but
yeah,
You have a commercial to tell us that.
we do. Yeah, but and their coffee was good. Yeah, the only thing I really commented on was the photos because the decor there. And then it's not a Disney establishment, and so like you can't use your
third
Disney
party
redeem points or anything there. So
be aware of that.
be aware of that. But it was
Yeah.
nice to not listen to like sit in a place that didn't play Disney music. Every once in a while, you just need a break.
But it was hits from the 80s.
It was hits from the 80s.
Lo-fi hits from the
No,
normal.
thank goodness. Thank
And like,
goodness.
if you had to watch the Super Bowl, it had the Super Bowl on. I noticed when we were there in a midday break on Sunday. So, and it's a full bar. I don't think, did I have a drink on that night? I can't
I
remember.
don't remember.
I don't remember. But
I know that I did not.
yeah. And if I did, obviously it's memorable.
so memorable.
Right? Yeah. So it was fine. It was fine. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on the Great Maple is it's fine.
Mm-hmm. It's a place to eat.
It's fine.
So going into downtown Disney would be
You might have better
preferable.
luck. You might have better
Yeah.
luck.
Mhm.
We did not
Mhm.
go to downtown Disney to eat. The last trip that I ate in downtown Disney is when Tortilla Flats was still there.
Not anymore.
I know. And that's where Kat and I ate on our first night for
Yeah.
the Boogie Bash. And we were pleasantly surprised.
It was a good one. I
I kind of like Tortilla Flats, and I had a good time with it.
A lot of folks are in uproar that it's going away into
Mhm.
something else. So
Well, and I do want to try the new Chinese restaurant that's come in there. Okay.
yes,
I'm very, very curious about that as far as downtown Disney goes.
I've seen a lot of live
So-
streamers eat there live, and the food court, food hall.
Oh,
thing
the marketplace.
Yeah, the marketplace. That
Yeah.
looks pretty good. They
Yeah.
have some unique things there that
Right.
look pretty intriguing.
Chris and I always jokes about the fact that apparently the new theme for Erie's is the Yum Yum Tree.
Yeah,
You know?
If you know, you
Denver
know.
local.
That's definitely if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a throwback for you. I'm
Woo.
showing my age at that point.
But it doesn't come out on a little cart,
Nope.
like a little train,
No.
right?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Oh, the Yum Yum Tree, man.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
talk about a fancy night out to dinner.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
had your choice. I mean, it was
that was like a
the
big deal.
Food court of food courts.
It was like
oh,
fancy schmancy. And
And
Yeah.
that was like before food courts were food courts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was before its time.
there you go.
All right.
So yeah.
And then
Well, obviously you didn't swim.
no.
No.
No, it was
No.
cold. It was cold the whole time we were there. It was during the day t-shirt weather. But
Anaheim.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
it was chilly.
winter there is different than winter here.
Yeah.
Like we had
And I think we got in right between rains. So
Yeah.
it had rained before we got there, and then it rained the day we left. And
Which
so-
made everything smell amazing.
I'm
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
It was
Fresh
just
and
amazing.
lovely.
It was
I mean, it was
yeah. Well,
frigid here.
oh, I bet.
Well,
It
yes.
was
we came home to frigid.
it was painfully cold here.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
so cold.
No, I get it. So yeah, downtown Disney. Let's talk about downtown
I
Disney.
love me a downtown Disney.
Okay.
I do.
We did darken the door of World of Disney because apparently it's tradition. You have to.
You got to shop, dude.
Apparently it's the
Yeah.
it's part of the ritual.
It is.
Okay.
We ended up just not getting very much there.
No, we didn't. I found a new magic band.
Oh, cool. Which one?
It's the Dreamer statue.
Good. I'm
With Mickey and Walt.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the Dreamer statue.
Good.
I tried to look for a Star Wars one
Mm-hmm.
and was greatly disappointed at all the choices.
Don't you
Yeah.
have a Darth Vader one already?
That's not a Magic Band Plus.
Oh, okay. Boo.
Yeah.
I know.
Those Magic Bands that we had previously do not work for anything anymore.
Really? My Jungle
Really?
Book one won't work?
I know my
Nope.
Haunted
Sorry,
Mansion
Jungle
one.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope. If it's not a Magic Band Plus,
Oh, mine is a Magic Blend Plus.
well, okay then. It'll
And
be
you're
fine.
That would, my Jungle Cruise one is, but my Country Bears is not.
Right.
Yeah. If it's not a Magic Band Plus, not going to work.
Okay.
Yeah. The app doesn't even recognize it anymore.
Well, so they moved on.
Yeah.
There was talk about that happening. So
Well, yeah, and it's sort of the enforced, you shall now buy the Magic Band
Yeah.
thing.
But now
So-
it works in, like, the same band will work in all of the parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
which is very cool.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you got the friend statue.
We got,
That's good.
I got a hat.
Oh, nice.
I was going to wear it for the thing
There's Mickey.
there.
Hmm.
Actually, I got to take off headphones if I'm going to do it. Hang on.
Right.
Ta-da.
Very subtle. Very classic.
Yeah.
Good.
It's something that I wanted to be recognizable in the parks, because apparently now my thing is, especially on my channel, is I wear a baseball cap.
You wear a hat. Yep.
I wear a hat, and it's either going to be a Star Wars hat or it's going to be a Disney hat.
Good. Okay.
Now, if I'm here at home, it's my Colorado hat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the one with the Colorado C on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. That's about all I did.
Shopping wise, or
Yeah.
We went to the new sweet shop
Oh.
specifically
Ha ha ha.
for this. So it is.
Poison. The
Yeah, I
poison
know.
for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Here.
Pull the. It's got
Feel
pull
the
lever.
power.
Oh, I feel.
I feel it.
Take it, Kronk. Feel the power.
Oh, I can feel it.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
I know it's so
Very
underrated.
cool.
Nobody
Yeah.
gives. Here it comes. Yes, hooray! But it's more dramatic than that. Gosh darn it! And I can't find that one
That's okay.
anymore.
We're all right.
No, we're not. Here it is. Nobody gives the
Emperor's
New Groove enough credit that it deserves.
I know. It needs a ride.
It needs an attraction.
As proven, when I bought these, the guy that checked me out, the cast member, said, I'm surprised that you were able to find these. They sell out all the time. Is the candy good? And I
Who
said,
cares?
Who cares? I'm not opening it. It's not for the candy. It's
We're
for
not
the
gonna eat the
jar.
candy.
Poison.
Are you
Cusco
kidding?
poison.
What
and
are
he's
you
like,
thinking?
okay. I'm like, have you never seen the
He was
movie?
probably 7 and he had no idea what the movie was.
Well, and see, that turned into a scene from the movie. You're going crazy. It's Cusco's poison.
It's poison for Cusco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So-
But yeah, the World of Sweets,
Yeah.
wonderful World of Sweets.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's where the old dress shop is, where the dress shop was.
I know. It's kind of sad that that's gone.
Right.
That
you know,
is a bummer.
you know that entrance from California,
Yeah.
from the Grand California
it's
to
on-
downtown Disney?
It's the left side.
Yeah, it's on your left side as you're coming
Oh.
into downtown Disney.
Oh, I liked that dress shop.
I know.
Yeah, but you're gonna like the candy shop.
I'm not. You know me though. I'm not a sweets person.
Okay, I gotta say it. The peanut butter cups, the bag of peanut butter
Okay.
cups that I got.
Done. Enough said. I mean,
Oh,
we are Todd children, you know.
it's worth it, Alice. It's worth it.
We are Todd kids.
Yeah,
so there you go. Done.
There you go. See, yeah. See, go get the peanut butter cups.
Okay.
No, they do have a lot of other things.
Yeah.
They have a lot of specialty popcorn
Okay.
that looked actually really good. And some of it, others looked like nasty bubblegum.
It was fruit flavored.
Oh,
The one that I got that was all primary colors. Now I will say that each color is its own flavor. It isn't like Fruit Loops where they all taste the same. And so the orange ones taste like oranges and etc. But it's too much. It's too sweet.
No.
Yeah. So I have a bag of it downstairs.
Did you get beignets this time?
no.
Oh.
Actually, she got a, didn't you get a little beignet?
Remind me where we were though.
I think it was at Goofy's Kitchen.
Oh, that beignet. Yeah. They called it a beignet, but it really was like a Hostess cake. Yeah. It wasn't the beignets from the Jazz Kitchen
Or
Tiana's place. Yeah. So between that experience and the donut thing, I was like kind of done with
we're
pastries.
done with dough pastries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even get any donuts this time.
Really?
Yeah.
I know, and I offered him because I had a donut and a half
that's
for
huge.
him. And
That's
he
like,
didn't.
wow.
No.
I gave it such a rave review that he was like, no, I'm good.
No
Thanks, though."
Entenmann's chocolate donuts for
Oh,
you?
gosh, no.
The waxy ones?
No,
Your
I hate,
favorite?
I do not like Entenmann's at all.
No,
I
he
do
likes
not.
the Hostess wax
No,
donut.
Chris likes Entenmann's.
I do. I like the Intimates. Yeah, and it was kind of nice to see. I guess it was scaffolding in a different place now. So the scaffolding that had been up the last time I was at Disneyland, at Downtown Disney, was down.
It's moved.
Yeah, it's
and now
just
it's
moved
somewhere
to a
else.
different place. Yeah, it's moved over to where the monorail is.
I know.
I know. That's down, isn't it?
It is. Sadness.
That, just,
That's your favorite ride.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I'm not joking when I say that. As your
Yeah,
favorite ride.
it's
So-
true.
And
It's
it would have
true.
saved him a ton of walking.
Oh, yeah.
After
would've
Goofy's Kitchen, we could have gotten on that. And then,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It would have saved me a whole
So-
lot of injury.
Yeah.
Let's move into that. Like, this was your first time in the parks with your prosthesis. So, how did you feel? Kind of describe that with, trying to navigate and maneuver all the peoples.
The day started beautiful.
And then we're done. End scene.
And we got to Goofy's Kitchen. We had to walk to Goofy's Kitchen.
That was your first morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to walk to Goofy's Kitchen, and it was a bit of a trek because neither one of us knew actually where to go.
Yeah, so we had to go all the way around to where you would enter from Downtown Disney.
Right. So we went over that way. Goofy's Kitchen, naturally, got some sit-down time, got some relatively good character time. The food was okay this time.
Oh,
I know. Yeah.
that's kind of sad.
It
It's
was
my
just okay.
favorite.
We kind of hit it at the time when like the rush wiped everything out and the new stuff hadn't quite come out yet. So,
But we had the best interaction with Goofy.
oh my goodness, it was so good.
So Goofy this time and not
oh
Pluto.
Oh,
man.
Well, you go meet Goofy
Well, yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
And
but,
we were wearing our shirts with all
from
of
the
the sayings.
quotes?
yeah, the shirts that we made with all the quotes and everything that I drew pictures on and everything. And Goofy was completely enamored with these shirts
Oh, very fun.
and very heartbroken that he wasn't on it.
Oh, sorry.
So guess what I have to do next
we
time?
have to add a Goofy movie quote.
Well, either that or we need
The
to make
perfect cast.
new shirts
Or new
with
shirts.
Goofy. And I'm thinking about, since Goofy is one of the characters that I draw.
Yeah.
So,
Have a Goofy's Kitchen shirt for our
yeah.
our
oh
breakfast.
my gosh, she would be so happy.
Oh, yeah. We'd get some attention.
We would.
We would get some attention.
Well,
So,
and
but
we're
yeah.
not opposed to that at
Yeah.
all.
No, not at all. I'm all about character interactions. Okay, I love it.
We tried to do more of them this time.
We did, and failed. We didn't have that many at all.
True, but we did wait. Like
Yeah.
we saw Mickey.
Yeah, we saw Mickey. We saw Mulan,
We saw Mulan.
and you saw Doug.
I saw Doug.
At the end.
Okay.
Yeah. And then all
And-
the characters at Goofy's Kitchen.
Let's see. So the walk from Goofy's Kitchen to the front gate, that's an experience.
Yeah.
Now, I would have done that not even blinking an eye before the
Yeah.
amputation. It would have
We
been
have. Yeah.
just, whatever. Let's go do this. Now, I had to rest 5 times.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hmm.
I was sore, very sore by the time we got there. And it didn't really let up for the rest of the day. I spent the entire day walking around the park, and I'm gonna count this as a victory that I did it.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, but Saturday was a day of learning.
Yeah.
Okay, I felt liberated
Mm-hmm.
that I could get around the park.
Yeah.
I felt amazing that I could get around the park, but I paid for it.
Yeah.
I paid hard. Not realizing just how much walking there truly
Yeah.
is. Because I was a walk-in person before.
Well, and it's just
I never thought about it, never batted an eye.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. How that's changed for you
Mm-hmm.
now.
Exactly. Navigating the crowds wasn't so bad with the prosthesis as I thought it might be. It's worse with the cart.
Yeah.
Okay. We live in a very ableist society, and we live in a society that nobody looks below the belt line. And if you are not looking below the belt line, you miss strollers, you miss wheelchairs, you miss dogs that could be hurt, or animals that could be hurt. And speaking of, that comes in, the manager has just entered the studio. There she is. You miss a lot of things, and people don't give it a second thought about cutting off strollers and carts and wheelchairs. They just walk in front of them. It's like, well, I'm moving fast, so I'll just be out of your way in a minute. Like, not realizing that I've got to stop on a dime,
right? Which
for
things,
them.
Well, and those things don't stop on a dime.
No, they
From
don't.
The last time we,
they don't.
Yeah.
And if you're walking slow in front of me and just stop dead, you're going to get hit. Okay, you're gonna get hit. And I apologize now for your Achilles tendon, but that's where I'm taking you out. Okay. But without the cart, when I was walking with my prosthesis, it was one of those, at the end of the day, I was having trouble getting back to the hotel. I was having major trouble.
Yeah.
But I was forcing myself to do it. Well, the other is that there was no way I was getting back there was no way I was going to get back to the hotel without walking.
Yeah, you didn't have a chair, you didn't have the cart yet. Yeah.
Which brings me to something that I'd actually like to bring to Disney's attention about the Disneyland Resort. While I understand it is a walking resort, and I understand that the hotels are close enough that you can walk to the parks, requiring people to spend the money and reserve an electric cart or electric vehicle is not necessarily conducive to good guest relations. And the reason I say that is because there are some folks that's just going to be out of their budget. And also, people like me, you get yourself in a position where you can't get back to the hotel. There's no way to get you to the hotel without.
They have the trams to the parking garages. So it's interesting that, that's the
I know,
space that they let you.
A good way to the Disneyland Hotel if you were allowed to get on those trams.
Actually, they go farther north of the Disneyland Hotel that you'd have to walk almost the same length back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd just be interesting if they could figure out a trolley system or a courtesy cart system.
Yeah,
or something.
Courtesy cart, courtesy
upon
trolley.
request or something like that.
Well, I don't necessarily think upon request. I think they have enough clientele that they could do it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't impact
and
much of anything.
The day that you didn't have the mobility scooter, it's like there are a lot of people. The eye-opening thing for me is there are a lot of people that are mobile, don't need a cart, but that's a lot of extra walking. And so it would be nice for people with back problems or like me with my knee problems to be able to at least cut that part out if I want to.
Right.
And so, yeah, like the little cars that they have on Main Street, if they had those running up and down downtown Disney, that would be fabulous.
2 omnibuses and they're golden.
Yeah.
They're set.
Yeah.
And drop them off at the Esplanade. From the Esplanade to the hotels
and back.
And back.
It'd be interesting if they could figure out their own roadway for that, so you're not in the way of the pedestrians, just trying to think of like crowd management.
There's plenty that they can do.
Yeah.
There's plenty of that that's available, especially with the Disneyland Forward project now that they've just gotten through with Anaheim, with the city of Anaheim. There's no reason you can't.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
something
no reason
to think
you can't.
about. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, that's enough of my rant.
Well, and I remember when Katie was a baby and like I was exhausted, new mom. And I was the only one that
she would not go.
She would.
No, she wanted mama.
Yeah. And
she didn't want daddy.
And we were staying at the Disneyland Hotel, which is by far the furthest distance.
That was the longest walk.
My gosh, that was such a long walk.
Such a long walk.
Yeah. And so, lots of situations where that.
When your mom was with us.
Exactly. Mom determined not to have a mobility scooter.
Exactly.
And
I know she was destroying her knees.
Oh, yeah.
She was
for sure.
absolutely destroying them.
Yeah. And it would have been nice if she could have had something.
And now our parents, like that would be completely necessary. I know Dad would need a cart.
Yeah.
But it would be one of those things that if it was a double wide, like one person drives and the other person rides, like that would work for you.
Like a golf cart?
Yeah, kind of, but a single scooter. Like they have those ginormous strollers for 7,000 babies. That you see. I mean, but anyway, it's just, you're right. It probably is something that they need to consider for accommodations.
Yeah, because like once you're in the park, it's okay.
There's other ways.
It is not
omnibuses and things like that.
In my mind, it is not beyond reasonable accommodation.
Exactly.
Okay. There's the linchpin about ADA is you are to provide reasonable accommodation.
Yeah.
There are things that you can still do that fall within reasonable accommodation that you can do more than what you're doing now.
Yeah. Anyway, rant finished.
Yes. Rant finished. So that downtown Disney, yes, it was a walk. I finally got to the Esplanade and to the front gate, doing my thing, did okay, was able to stop and rest in line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did not sit down. I stopped and was able to alternate back and forth.
Oh, that's good.
Not too bad. Got through in line, and I got video of me walking through the front gate.
Yay.
Walking through the portal.
Which, right side or left side?
Left side.
Cool.
Yeah, because that's the direction we came from.
I know.
So, yeah.
That's a big debate. Y'all don't understand. I mean, if you know, you know. It's kind of a you know, but like which gate you go in is a tradition. So you go to the right side or left side. And
it depends on how you reach the Esplanade.
Yeah.
You know?
We're traditionally a left side family.
Because we're staying at the resort hotels.
We're staying at the resorts, but are those times, I would say Disneyland, I'm a left side family. Disney World, I'm a right side.
I was going to say that. The Magic Kingdom,
agreed.
I typically go on the right side.
On the right side. I don't go on the left side in Orlando. So it's park specific.
You know why? Because the buses are on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You arrive at the park.
Yeah, the transportation space.
Yeah, you
is right
arrive
there.
at the park is on the right side.
Even the ferry, and even after getting off the monorail, you just kind of funnel that way in.
I just head that way.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm a right sider. I leave on the left side, but
I because I just head that way when I'm over in Orlando.
Well, and the other thing too is at Disneyland, you want to see the lamp in the window above the fire station. So you go in the left side.
You gotta say hi to Walt.
Say hi to Walt.
You gotta say hello to Walt. And when you leave, you gotta say goodnight.
Yeah, exactly.
What did I do both times?
I know.
Every time we're walking through town square, good night, Walt. You know.
See you later.
And everybody's looking at me like, what the heck is wrong with that guy?
You and a lot of other people.
I was going to say, and there are 10 other people behind me doing the very same thing. So anyway, Disney adult. Hi. Sorry, not sorry.
So one of the things with ADA for the Haunted Mansion refresh that they just completed, and it was open, so we were able to do it. You were not in the cart that day, and you were walking, but we did notice that the queue is now cart accessible,
cart friendly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they said they were going to make.
Yeah, so you don't have to do the weird going.
And it's worth it.
Well, you love a queue.
It's worth it.
You love yourself a good queue.
Yes, I do. They spend a lot of time making it interesting.
They did.
So you know,
it was good to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though some of the decor looks more like the stuff that you'd find like out up at Estes Park or something, but
it was reminiscent.
Ripley's, believe it or not.
No, it's that weird. It's that weird flea market glass orbs and brass things stuck on the wall and everything.
Here's your charms to hang from the ceiling.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's still a little fresh and new. It hasn't weathered yet.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
they didn't intentionally weather it, so it's still a little fresh.
Sorry.
And then I guess inside there was some really nice things that they've redone that look better. I would say they kind of overdid it on the black light, the paint that shows up in black light in the cemetery. To me, it looks a lot more now like the overlay does, where everything's very glowy.
Oh, at the end of the ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just all of the things that pop up behind the tombstones are very glow in the dark.
It's
now.
it's very vibrant now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it when it was darker and spookier, but that's okay. That's just me.
With the way my eyes are right now, I kind of appreciated having more light there than I had in the ballroom. How's that?
I know. The ballroom. And
Yeah.
of course, it stopped just before we got to the ballroom. So we're sitting in the dark, in like the in-between scenes space.
Mhm.
With Madame Leota.
And I'm like desperately looking through, I have my phone out trying to film.
She's pushing me out of the way.
Like,
Okay.
I need
that's
to
your
film
favorite
this.
spot.
It is. And I
And
just
you love
dream
it.
of having it stop right when I'm at the ballroom.
I've
scene.
had that happen.
I had it happen
Yeah.
once, but this time I was so close. I could see just like the tiniest little bit of it.
They changed Constance Hatchaway
Yep.
in the refurb. She no longer has the hatchet. She now has a
Oh.
candelabra. She's much more vibrant, much more
Uh-huh.
pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I would just say projection, but yeah.
she's a statuette.
Uh-huh.
And the heart is much more recognizable
Yeah.
now. And of course the headless the Hatbox Ghost is there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Where he
Um,
belongs.
Where it makes much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll go on another tear on that one. Halloween's coming. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, true.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
Good day at Disneyland. But
Yes.
did it set you up for failure for the rest of the trip?
No, because that night is when Chris ordered me the cart.
We do.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
went. He's like, if I go back to the hotel, I'm not coming back out. And we had Fantasia that night. So I would say the mistake we made is that, or that I made, was to overbook our Saturday.
Yep.
And the only reason I did is because we both wanted to see Fantasia. It's the only night we could get tickets for it. And it was I could only get tickets for the late show.
Yeah.
So here we are. We had a super long day then, as it turned out.
Yeah.
Which was too much, and we should have taken a break. And anyway, hindsight. So he got to the Grand Californian and sat, and I went back to the hotel and ordered him a scooter and got our jackets and prepared us for evening.
I mean, that's not a terrible lobby to hang out in and rest.
I wasn't in the lobby.
no,
So
he just
you
got
I
to the
couldn't get
first
that far.
seat. Yeah,
Yeah, I found the first set of chairs and sat down.
Okay.
But sitting there without a jacket in that hallway,
Oh yeah,
Cold.
that's kind of breezy.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it did me no favors.
Okay.
It did me no favors. Let's see. On Sunday, it was California Adventure. I had the cart there. California Adventure is a lot easier to get around with the cart.
We learned that the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't ride that many rides. I rode the Incredicoaster, though.
I saw. Yeah.
I got on the
Both did.
Incredicoaster.
Excellent.
I
It's
got
been
on
a
the
hot minute.
Incredicoaster. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I still love that overlay
Yeah.
they did. I love that change they did to make it the Incredicoaster
Uh-huh.
rather than California Screamin'. It's fun.
It is fun.
I frankly don't care about the overlay. I just love that coaster.
Well,
I just
yeah,
like
it's
other
a
rides.
really
It's a
great
fun
coaster.
It's a fun coaster,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, it's all the goofy little
Yeah.
ads from The Incredibles are just.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And then we also rode, what was the thingy we rode that were like the rockets that spun around?
Oh, California Zephyr.
Mhm.
You got on that, huh?
Yeah, because they don't have it at Lakeside anymore,
No.
and I miss it. That ride is from the 30s, y'all.
Did you do the tail and the back?
No, it's not those.
Oh.
No, it's not those. It's the silver long
I
rockets
know what that is.
everybody else sits
Yeah.
together, and you don't control it.
Oh,
It
okay.
just that's
It's just
that's
swing.
it. Yeah, the ones with the tails.
Yeah.
That's a different thing altogether.
And what else did we ride over there? I feel like we rode a couple more things.
I don't think we did. We went to
Oh yeah, because then we went over to Clarabelle's
had our ice cream,
and then
sat and
saw
listened
the
to Five and
parade.
Dime,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Nice.
Five and Dime.
and then we saw the parade, and then we had our lunch, or our dinner,
Yeah.
at the Trattoria, and then we went over to Cars Land, so we could do the lighting ceremony.
You did Shaboom.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yay.
Not as dramatic or as fun as the Halloween time.
Yeah.
I think that's crowd dependent.
Maybe.
But I mean, the Halloween one
Maybe.
is definitely for sure more energetic.
Right.
But I want to see Shaboom in live.
I did have an interesting encounter with another guest. She came up to me because I was listening to they were playing King of the Road, and I was singing along with it because
yeah,
it's what I do. She came up to me and says, "Isn't it funny how nobody understands the lyrics and doesn't know the lyrics anymore, and we're showing our age?" And I looked at her and I said, "There's a very Disney interesting bit of trivia concerning this particular artist and Disney." And she goes, "What's that?" I said, "This artist did the majority of the music for the animated version of Robin Hood." She goes, "Really?" And so I started singing the and she's like, her eyes lit up and she's like, "That is him."
It is.
Yeah, it is.
And then she immediately took off and ran up to her family. Guess what?
Yeah. So I got to sprinkle a little pixie dust on somebody.
Overused record in our household.
Oh my gosh.
Robin Hood, Little John running through the forest.
Oodle-lolly,
Golly, what a day.
Yes.
I always get that one confused with Little Bunny Foo Foo.
Because it feels the
It's
same.
The same. It's so
Robin
good.
Hood, Little John running through the forest, picking up
the
field,
field
bunch
mice
of
and
pop
pop
'em
'em
on
on
the
the
head.
Yeah, no.
Excuse
Because it's the same. That's what we do.
And then I made us go over the San Francisco Bridge.
You said it right.
I said it
Yay.
right.
Another moment.
I messed it up the whole time we were there. And then went through that food court and went, okay, it's a food court. Cool. And then, but we were just finished eating, so we didn't get any food there, which is sad because there's a few things there I would love to try. We also missed our cookie num nums. We still didn't.
We didn't get
cookies.
Jack cookie num nums.
No, because when I got off the coaster, as coasters,
You weren't happy.
I was a little,
Yeah,
even
you
though
weren't
I'd taken my motion sick pills, but it was not enough. So we had to just go sit for a while. So we missed out on the cookies.
I did try to sketch.
Oh, that's cool.
I did try to sketch. It didn't work, but I did try.
And the Lunar New Year parade, too short, but high quality. I loved it.
Yeah.
Every moment. It was so good.
Are we learning that California Adventure parades are becoming superior to Disneyland parades?
In almost every way.
Is like Oogie Boogie Bash
Yeah.
parade, this parade. Although, I don't know, the last parade at Disneyland was really good.
When they were still doing for the 100-year celebration parade over in Disneyland, that was the best parade I
That
had
was
seen at
good.
Disney Park
Yeah.
in a long time. Long time. And yeah, I'm going to say it. I will call you out. I will call you out, Disney World. Okay? Disneyland parades beat your parades. And you have more of them.
Quality over quantity.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know why. I mean, I guess just because it was very well done. All of the dancers, all of the one float with the Kodo drummers on it, very good. Yeah, just really enjoyable.
I think it's because it's not the standard Disney parade.
True.
Okay, it's not the standard. Let's just start rehashing all of our princesses and all of our stories and everything.
It's true because if of course Mulan, and Mushu were on the float,
of course,
but it would have been the same fabulous parade if they hadn't been. It was much more focused on Asian culture and and celebration and what the Lunar New Year celebration is all about. And and that was really cool. I liked it a lot,
and that's why I liked it. You know, and especially like we'll go back to Oogie Boogie Bash. Oogie Boogie Bash was just a celebration of things that aren't princesses.
Yeah,
you know.
But the floats are cool, and like the PIXAR parade that some of the live streamers have put out, those are cool floats, and it's neat to that,
Mhm.
and you're so intimate too. And it's just, it seems like those parades are becoming better than the Disneyland ones.
Well, and I agree. Like I said, in almost every
show.
way.
Mhm.
In almost every way. It's so I think we did touch a little bit on the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, the bad was I learned a lot of what not to do on Saturday
Mm-hmm.
and how not to push it, not to push it so hard.
Right.
I was disappointed on Saturday because I had the intentions of trying to get over to California Adventure for the last day of the red car.
Yeah.
I tried,
That's okay.
and it just
You
didn't
couldn't.
happen.
It's okay.
It just didn't happen. I have thoughts about the red car and a very recent villain that was been showing up to California Adventure, and all of a sudden the red car ceased operations. You can watch that short. More on that later. The ugly, like I said, honestly, is I don't have a bad time at Disney. I have a bad time with people at Disney.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
for me, I wrote the same thing. So for the ugly, I have crowds, much more than expected.
Yeah.
But even so, we had a few nice encounters, like you just talked about the one,
Yeah, we.
and we joked with some people in the elevator, the Pixar.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I don't know. Somebody made a comment to his friend, and then realized that out of context, it probably sounded a little weird.
It was a little awkward.
It
Yeah.
was a little awkward, is what he said. And I
Yeah.
was like,
And what I wanted to tell the guy and didn't, it's like, you're worried about being awkward in a box full of people with mouse ears.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Disney bounding 100%.
Yeah.
You're worried about that?
Come on.
It's all good.
It's like, you got adults wearing Mickey Mouse. Relax. Okay.
Solid guy.
You know?
Yeah. And people that you would least expect, like there was a guy, they were sitting outside the entryway to Disneyland waiting until 11 o'clock so they could park hop.
Mhm.
And he was like, I've been watching the queues. You need to go to that one. It's much faster.
Very nice.
And I'm like, thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And, it wasn't somebody you expected to be totally friendly. And Chuck had a nice encounter. We were waiting. This was in downtown Disney, and you were resting while I was looking in a shop. And there was a group of 3 teenage boys, and one of them had an Iron Man mask, and Chuck was commenting that he liked it. And I said, you should tell him. Oh, I don't know. It's a bunch of teenagers, they don't care about what I think. And I'm like,
Yeah, so I'm the old guy. They're not going to care.
and I'm
you
like,
know.
well, just say it as we pass. And if he doesn't want to acknowledge you, he'll just, give you the, and we move on. But so he did. And oh my gosh, the kid just lit up and stopped everything and took it off and was showing him all of the features and just totally nerded out with Chuck for a few minutes. It was so fun.
We had a marble moment.
Yeah, totally.
We had a Marvel moment, and it was very cool. And he understood that I was an Iron Man fan, and he was an Iron Man fan, and our love for Tony Stark was very, very evident at that moment.
They had a bro moment.
Yes, we did. Speaking of that, speaking of fan moments,
Yes.
Tomorrowland.
Yes.
We're coming out of Tomorrowland. I'm on a cart. I've got my Imperial
Oh,
cap
yeah.
on.
Oh, I was
I'm
like,
wearing-
did Buzz Lightyear thrust again?
No.
No.
Hallelujah.
No, I had this particular jacket on, which is the Star Tours jacket. So I'm cruising with a cart. Another cart is heading towards me. He's got an Imperial cap on too, and on the front he's got Salacious Crumb, a life-size Salacious Crumb on his cart.
What?
You remember the little weird monkey lizard guy in
From yes.
Return of the Jedi?
Yes.
Jabba the Hutt's little friend? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had him sitting on the front. So I sit there and I just watched him go by, and he nods and he goes,
Yeah.
and it was like, okay,
You understood.
game knows game,
Yeah. Yeah.
game knows game.
It was a moment.
But yeah, and this is where I'm also going to say this. And this is going to be very, very horrible to say, and please forgive me, but I really like the clientele over in Disneyland better than I do in Orlando at Disney World.
You get, I mean, it's definitely
like the
East
people.
Coast versus West Coast.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like the
flavor.
people, and the reason is because there's a lot of locals.
You see
a
a lot more
whole
local
lot of locals.
in California than you do in
Yes.
Florida. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's the fact that they love the park.
It's their park. Yeah.
Yes. And it's one of those where they love it and they want to share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, they want you to come in and they want you to have the fun they're having.
That they get to all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much to start a conversation with somebody, or even just a couple of an aside comments, you know, and while you're waiting in a line or whatever.
You're in the line with somebody for a good hour.
I
You might
know.
as well
Right.
bond.
I
Right.
mean, sure.
But it just
You're
seems
You're thrust together.
it seems easier in Anaheim.
Yeah.
If that makes any kind of sense.
True, but I think as the older I've gotten and the more often I've gone to Florida, I've had those same moments though.
Okay.
But I do agree with you that it is more locals in Disneyland than Orlando. Because and Orlando's bigger, so you just get more you get more folks coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't know. I
It's just more intimate in Disneyland.
Yeah.
there you go.
That was
It's more
the word
intimate.
that
It's
comes
more-
to mind.
It makes me happy because I know that the people that are going there are happy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're happy to be there, rather than we're on vacation. We only have this much time and we're going to lightning lane everything. Come on, people. We've got this to go do. You know,
You see some of that, but not nearly as much.
you don't see it as much in
No.
Anaheim. You really don't.
And the marching band's better in Disneyland.
Oh,
Yes.
testify. Testify.
Hot take, hot take. That's
it
what
is.
we've got. Yes, I agree with that. I think the Disneyland band is yes, they are better.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Nothing against the Orlando
No,
folks.
no, they're good too.
No.
But
Talented
it's just,
musicians. It's just that
It's a notch, just a
It's,
notch better.
uh,
Yeah. So for my good, I wrote cast members everywhere. So I already commented on the ones at PIXAR Place, but I feel like we had a lot of kind of magic moments.
There was pixie dust all over.
There really was.
There was pixie dust all over.
And even on the phone, I misplaced our reward chase or Disney Visa card holders, and so we often use our points to do all of our purchases in the parks. Well, I misplaced the card here at home.
oh, sad day.
I know. So I had to go get a replacement card. And so you go to guest services, they give you the card, but then you still have to call the 800 number
Yeah.
and transfer everything and close the old account and all the things. And I did. And as he was waiting for the computer to do what it needed to do, he goes, and now I'm sprinkling a little pixie dust on it to make it happen. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Did it give you more points?
I don't think so.
Oh.
No.
That would have been
Maybe-
cool.
No,
Okay.
I don't know. I had a lot of points, but
Well, you always have a lot of points.
We have a lot of
You
points
have a lot
still.
of points.
We have a
We
lot
do.
of points still.
They
I-
are not sponsored,
no.
but you should, if you are a Disney file at all, get a Chase Disney card
Yeah.
and use the points.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
sponsored, hashtag
yeah.
not sponsored.
the
but
trick
sponsor
so you
us.
don't get yourself in trouble, of course, is like I use it to pay bills and then immediately pay it off so that you can get
the
the
point.
points without getting the debt. So there was that. I will also say I really enjoyed that we kind of took it easy.
Yeah.
And had a
Yeah.
really like as relaxing as a Disney adventure can be, kind of relaxing trip where we rested when we needed to rest. We weren't trying to hit every single ride or as many rides as, possible. We picked the 3 or 4 that we wanted and we did them.
Right. It was just about
Yeah.
being there.
Yeah.
It wasn't
We-
about anything else.
We did, we went and like had Dole Whips and sat and enjoyed them.
We actually went to the Tropical Hideaway.
Did you?
Yes.
Very good.
And watched
Yeah.
the boats go by.
Very
and-
cool.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. And so that, so we tried to do some things that we haven't done before.
Uh-huh.
We rode the streetcars up Main Street.
Very good.
I went and asked the horse's name,
Yeah.
knowing I had to do it in the morning, learning from your experience. And so, yes.
My bad.
I will also say that with my weight loss, so I'm about 50 pounds lighter than I was the last time we were out there, made getting on and off the rides easier, made things like going on the Incredicoaster, which always made me a little nervous when I was bigger, was no problem anymore. So that was a pleasant surprise. I kind of
Congratulations.
wasn't thinking about that would be a thing. Yeah. And then my bad was overextending on day 1. And my ugly, like I said, there were more crowds than expected. But even then we had nice encounters with people.
Yeah, I was
so.
going to say, my ugly, were the crowds, and it was the people not paying attention, but still, it wasn't on the level that it had been before.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
it was just more, we had seen some, recent podcasts and things, and it didn't look like it was that crowded there. And so we thought, well, February might be the time to go,
Yeah.
but we were wrong. It was
Yeah,
busy.
and
Even
Mondays,
Super Bowl Sunday, nobody cared about the Super Bowl.
nobody cared about the Super Bowl. They were all in the park.
Yeah.
And Mondays are the new Sundays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Just expect huge crowds on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Expect huge crowds. I don't have any more.
I don't either. It was so we went on Friday. We got there Friday night, and then we left Tuesday morning. So it was just kind of a long weekend, and that's about what you need at Disneyland.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think anything more, I would have been really in a bad way.
Well, yeah, but even healthy, like you do a day in each park, and then have a day to like
Clean
do
up.
shopping and go back to do the things you want. Like Monday was when I went and did the Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And I did it first thing in the morning when we got there. And so I had no line. It was a 5-minute wait, which meant like by the
Let's
time you
walk
walk
on.
through the queue. But it was great because then I could just stop and like video some of the queue.
The queue.
Yeah, like her kitchen and all of
Right.
that.
Right.
And then I got on. I would have loved to have ridden it more than once, but I got quite wet, so I didn't want to do it again. And I knew that I was going to get wet. It's a log ride, so you're going to get wet. But that was fun. I like what they've done with it.
It's your favorite movie.
It's one of my favorite movies. Yeah. And we went into Ray's Berets. It's a small shop, but I really like the decor. And you have to look up. Same with the Haunted Mansion new shop. Whack. Look up. The store
In any
itself,
Disney store.
Yeah.
In any of the Disney stores, look up.
Yeah.
Okay. There's stuff up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like a museum up. The Haunted Mansion one is all the stuff that's up above.
Curiosities Museum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then just all of the back screens at Ray's Berets and looking at all the lightning bugs that are kind of floating around and making words. And I'm always looking for the old lady with her walker.
Oh, Grandmama?
Grandmama, your lights out.
Yeah.
Did you see her picture in Ray's Berets?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Grandmama.
Yep.
And
So,
Mama Odie.
yeah. There's not enough of Mama Odie
There's
in
not.
the parks.
I
There's
did
not
find a
enough.
pin.
Yeah,
Pins are kind of going out.
they are. They're going out of style now.
Even though they were trying to celebrate hard the 25th anniversary of the
Pin
pins.
trading.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Disney Store used to have like a whole wall of pins and a whole wall of the magic bands. And I
You have
found
to
them
hunt for
on the
them.
way out.
Yeah,
and it
you
was
have to
just
hunt
this
for
narrow
them.
space.
Huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about all I have.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much else that I can really go on about. There's videos going to be coming out of the trip
Mm-hmm.
on Chuck's New Adventure on that channel. I will probably throw in a couple of shorts here on the Todd-Cast channel to just sort of, get people to come and watch what we have here, because nobody comes to watch what we have here. But yeah, that's about all I have. I mean, there's not much. Alice, you got any other thing you want to?
We got a new acquisition.
Oh, the puffer pig.
He's so cute. The kitties hate him.
Yeah. He has not been named yet.
Super.
Anyway, on that note,
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Wrong IP.
next week or in 2 weeks, you know what? We're not going to talk about being an amputee going to the parks. We'll wait for an episode after. in 2 weeks, we're going to discuss going to Casa Bonita.
Oh, yeah.
Because after that, we can all three talk about going to Casa Bonita.
Yay!
So that's what we're going to do. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I know this was a long one, but you know what? It was Disney.
Yeah.
And it was Disneyland.
Yay.
So sorry, not sorry. And this is one of our passions.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a long time about it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. And we will have a new episode in 2 weeks. And we will be discussing Casa Bonita. So until then, adios.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.